Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the Herbman Show.
Yo, 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 good people. It's your homie Herbman. Here you back upside the head with another hot banger boogie. Hey, look, go tell somebody your homie Herbman is on. And if you are new to the program, welcome. All right, remember that it is free to like, share, and subscribe. And you can go ahead and hit that logo right at the bottom of your screen right there and hit that notification bell so that you never miss what we're bringing to the platform. All right, so let's get right into it. Why should you watch this video before you eat another meal? Well, it's because this information is probably going to be the most important information for us to consider, each and every one of us in this day and time. We are being marketed for our lives. Everything is vying for your mind. Everything is vying for your mind, because if it has your mind, then the body will follow. And you have so many different things trying to penetrate the mind so that it can have you do these things and buy these things and be able to experience these things. And there are so many different choices that we don't know which one to choose. And the food industry is utilizing these marketing tactics to sell products, simply to sell products. And instead of us understanding what is going on and how to fix it, we're kind of been herded into these slaughterhouses of nutrition, or malnutrition, so to speak. And we think that malnutrition means, undernourished and underweight. But really, malnutrition only means poor diet. Okay? And there's a lot of us who are obese, who have poor nutrition. There are a lot of us that are underweight who have poor nutrition. So it's not about how much or how less you consume. It's simply about what is inside of your food. And we are being lied to day in and day out. And we're seeing our loved ones disappear from diseases that can absolutely be cured, avoided, or circumvented. I have my own personal testaments on how herbs work, but also how food kills, and how we need to restructure our thought process on what we're eating and why we're eating it. I came into this because of my own issues within my own family. People dying, people hurting, people ailing, including myself being diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, an autoimmune disease, when I don't really even have that in my family. Or how did that even happen? Malnutrition, poor diet. If you're dealing with lupus, heart disease or diabetes, food addictions, obesity, certain cancers, all going to be due to poor diets. And it's not necessarily about what you are choosing more than it's about the choices you have to choose from. See, if you think that you are going to the grocery store and getting healthy foods, and when you eat those foods raw, you're probably going to take in a lot of the chemicals and pesticides. But if you cook them, you're going to cook out the chemicals and pesticides, but you're also going to cook out your nutrition. So how are we going to get healthy? By growing your own food. by growing your own food. My stepfather just got one of his legs cut off from diabetes, from gangrene. Another one of my cousins just died of a heart attack. And she wasn't even 50 years old, barely 50 years old. Another one of my friends' mom just passed away on Labor Day. Well, actually, last Monday. Now we send our brother Chadwick Boseman dying of colon cancer. And you want to know why? Because you guys need to understand that we are being hit with weapons of mass production. Weapons of mass production is our foods. And one of the key components of what we need to do with the foods that we're eating and with any food moving forward is we need to understand what the food actually is going to do to our body before we eat it. And we need to discard of that food once it's being ate. And we need to copy our cells. And I made a video about how to know thy cells. If you know how your cells work, you get a kind of a blueprint of what you should be doing. And that's eating and wasting, right? That's what the body does. That's what the cells do. They eat and then they waste. And what happens even in cancers, you'll see that the waste system is the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system will put the waste back into the bloodstream for it to be wasted out. So if you're not urinating, if you're not pooping, if you're not dispelling, eliminating, detoxing, then you have these wastes, these toxins that are in your lymphatic system that are not being properly wasted out of the body. And now you're starting to see abnormal growth in parts of the body that it should not be. And now we're talking about cancers. So what's the number one thing in our foods that we need to really be looking at to keep that process of eating, pooping, repeating? Eat, poop, repeat. Eat, poop, repeat. Those are your two steps. Eat, poop, repeat it. That's how you eat. If you eat, then poop, you've already started the process of disease. Eat, poop, repeat. How do we do that? Fiber. High energy foods, high fiber foods will keep us away from the main issues that are going on with our health. Okay. Now I talk a lot about metabolism, which is a very good place to start. Because again, foods really influence our hormones, which then influence our metabolism, which then influence our whole, weight, which then influences our issues. Okay. So one of the main things that we need to understand is we got to have high energy foods and high fiber foods. Now, what are the high energy foods? Well, I discussed those in another video talking about the grains. Okay. And I'll leave all of these links up into this video so that you can get the history of what I've been talking about and what this movement needs to be looking like. Okay. We need to be preparing to grow our own food. It's the only way you're going to know that it's safe and that is potent and that is nutritious. Okay. Now, high energy foods are the whole grains that we got away from, that we industrialize into cheaper grains. So when you're talking about the corn and all this type of stuff, and when you're talking about the refined carbs and all of this stuff, it's just quick energy foods. It's fake energy foods. It gives you a quick spike and then you fall off. They give you the calories, but they don't give you the nutritional substance. And if you have a lot of calories without the nutritional substance, all you're doing is getting bigger. You're overweight. Because you can eat something with 200, 300, 400, 500 calories in the morning, and before breakfast, you're already hungry. And then you got to go back and put some more in. Okay. And so what we're doing is we got high calories, but we're not burning anything, nor are we receiving anything of nutrition in our bodies. So what we need to do is eat, poop, and repeat. We need about 30 grams of fiber, okay, in our diet. This fiber is going to be what is needed to clean out the bile, clean out the intestinal, just give us a clean sweep out, okay, and make sure that our colon and all of those gastrointestinal things that are in there, the gut bacteria, the small intestine, the large intestine, it just goes through and really cleans it out. Okay, so you have two types of fiber. You have soluble and you have insoluble. Obviously soluble is something that dissolves in water. Okay, and this particular fiber is very conducive to your heart health. That's why you see a lot of marketing with cereal and all these bars saying that they are, you know, Cheerios is good for heart health and Fiber One bars is good for this and good for that, because they understand the dichotomy of needing fiber. But I don't necessarily believe that they really do. You don't want fake fiber. You want the real fiber. The real fiber comes in real fruits and vegetables, real legumes, real foods that come from nature, what we call indigenous or alkaline fruits and vegetables. Okay, and these are going to be the things that are going to be soluble, and then you have insoluble, and insoluble are going to be good for the gut health. Why? Because the insoluble really promotes the movement through the gut, the peristalsis movement. Okay, it really hones in on the peristalsis. Now, most foods will have a little bit of both of these. So when you're eating, just eat foods with fiber and let this happen on its own. Okay, so eat foods with fiber and let all of this happen on its own. Most of the time you're going to get enough if you eat enough fiber. Now the dietary daily is 30 grams. Now we know we don't even get close to that. Okay, when we're talking about our foods, and the reason why we don't get close to that, because when you look at this, only 15% of Americans really eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay, only 15%, and the number gets a little higher when we're talking about our teenagers, but not as much. It's probably about 30% of our teens may eat the right amount of fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. So when you're looking at 15% of Americans only eating fruits and vegetables the right way, and then you wonder why we have so many different issues when it comes to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity, is because we're not what? Eat, poop, and repeat. A lot of us eat, and eat without ever giving us the right fiber we need to move this food through us and out of us. Through us and out of us. So you say, well, what connections do fiber really have with the issues that we have? Fiber has a connection to heart disease, diabetes, obesities, and some cancers, okay? Especially including colon cancer. Again, when we're talking about, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, when we're talking about diverticulosis or diverticulitis, okay? All of these things could really be circumvented if we had diets that had high fiber in them, for the most part. And why? Because when we're talking about heart disease, all right, when we're talking about heart disease, the soluble side of this thing here lowers cholesterol levels. It lowers cholesterol levels, right? Which means that you won't have the clogging in the heart, right? Because a lot of times, remember, this right here is just it's soluble with water, right? So it's gonna go to the right places and it's gonna get into the bloodstream, and it's gonna do its thing by lowering the LDL and everything like that, and making sure that all of that comes to a homeostasis, a balance. Okay, this also will reduce the risk of heart disease once your cholesterols are lowered. Okay, diabetes. Now, how does this fiber help diabetes? Well, fiber actually controls blood sugar levels. Okay, because you got to remember one thing: when you start eating, what happens? Your blood sugar level spikes up. Okay, so when you have something inside of your body that is allowing things to flush out, instead of staying in for so long, this thing come in and neutralizes that blood sugar spike, and it controls the blood sugar levels, right? Because you got to understand that this is more like a sponge, so it soaks up the things that are necessary, and that is going to control your blood sugar levels. Again, it reduces diverticular diseases. It aids in achieving healthy weight. Why? Because you get a certain sense of fullness from fiber. And when you have that sense of fullness, then you're not going to go out and eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Why? Because first of all, you are eating high energy foods, high fiber foods, right? That give you that fullness that you need from breakfast to lunch, or from lunch to dinner. So you don't need to go back and go back and go back and go back. And if you don't need to go back and go back and go back, then you're going to sustain some type of healthy weight. You're not going to be overeating. Okay. And then we know that the insoluble is very good for the gut health. So of course it's going to maintain the bowel health, all right, and it's going to normalize the bowel movement, just like what we said before. So when we're talking about fiber, we're not just talking about the circulatory system, we're not just talking about the digestive system, but we're also talking about the lymphatic system. You understand what I'm saying? We're also talking about the endocrine system, because we're talking about the pancreas and the diabetes and all that type of stuff. So fiber in our foods is the most important nutrient, I would say, that you're probably going to need. Fiber is a carbohydrate. Okay, it is actually a carb. So really, you just need to watch your fats and your proteins and your fibers. Fats, proteins, fibers. Okay, and the reason why you need to understand that this is the most important video before you go and eat your Labor Day meal is we need to pay attention to what and how our plates should look, so that when we are eating these foods that we know will promote some type of congestion, constipation. We're talking about red meats, dairy products, cheese, milk, eggs, all that stuff. It just causes constipation. It causes mucus. You see what I'm saying? And so what you want to do is make sure that you're eating high fiber foods along with all of this other crap, so that when you put that crap in you, you can actually go and take a crap. It gets out of you. So yes, we're going to be dying of colon cancer and diabetes and heart disease and cancers if we don't know how to eat, poop, repeat. Eat, poop, repeat. If we can't get our bodies back into that normal operating procedures, back into our baby stage, where every time we ate something, we dispelled it. Understanding that that is the thing that your cells is doing inside of you. When you eat foods, you feed your cells then waste. They go to the bathroom inside of you. So you're walking around with waste inside of you, plus the environmental toxins, plus all of these negative energies and thoughts, processes and all that. You got to get it out of you, my people. They are targeting us and they are marketing to us these fake energy foods, fake fiber. They put isolated fibers in all of these cereals and all of that. You want real food, real fiber, real fats, real proteins that come from real food. If you don't want to eat meat, eat legumes, eat the beans, eat kidney beans, white beans, black beans. They got the protein that you need. Okay, so how do you get 30 grams of fiber in your body? How do you get that in your body? Thanks for asking. What I suggest you do is eat fruits for breakfast. And when we're talking about fruits, let me make this clear. You need to keep the skin on your fruits. That's where the fiber is at. Clean off your fruits really good and eat the skin off of them, right? Eat them with the skin. Eat fruits with the seeds, all right? So that you can understand that that's a real fruit, and then you understand you're getting the real fibers from these things, all right? Instead of juicing all the time, eat your fruit. It's okay. It's okay to eat it. You ain't got to just drink everything, okay? So fruits and vegetables are going to be key. Fruits in the morning, you know, a cup and a half to 2 servings of fruit in the morning. Then come back with a salad for lunch. When you want to snack on fruits. Okay? Then when you come for dinner, have you a 33% plate. 33% carbs, 33% fats, 33% proteins. A 33% plate. And you can go on different websites to see what a 33% plate look like. But before you even get all of that started, my people, before y'all even go jump to, oh, let me go on and buy these foods and let me go on and see what a 33% plate look like, guess what you need to do first? You need to eliminate. Don't go trying to put new wine in an old bottle. You need to detox first. I prefer you detox for at least 21 days. And speaking of that, we have a 21-day detox on loveherbman.com. While you're doing that, you need to also have a green life juice, which we will be coming out with pretty soon here, that will accompany that detox so that you can know you're getting the right nutrition, you're getting the proper nutrition, but you're also letting your gut heal itself. And you're dispelling all of the toxins, all of the waste. And we're going to go back with this regimen of high energy, high fiber foods, which again are going to be our old grains of our ancient time. And we're going to start implementing, you know, amaranth and arrowroot, and we're going to start implementing millet and fenoya. We're going to start implementing some of these tefts and some of these older grains that really have the high energy and the high fiber. And we can eat a bowl of that in the morning and not even have to worry about anything else until dinner time. And then dinner time, all you need is something light to go to bed on, a little soup, and you're good to go. But you first got to detox your body. You first got to detox. You got to get all of the gunk out, all of the waste out. And then once we do that, we need to also learn how to read labels. Turn that thing around and look at how many grams of fiber things have in it, so that you can always be mindful of what you need to get the food in and get it out. Allow fiber to be one of the major things that accompany everything on your plate, so that while you're eating, you're wasting. Eat, poop, repeat. That will keep us away from heart diseases, diabetes, the gateway obesity, and certain cancers like colon cancer that our brothers and sisters are dying from, and we don't know why. How did somebody die so soon? Because we're not watching what we're eating, because we're not reading the labels. And really right now, even if you read the labels, even if you try to be vegan or vegetarian and you really don't know how to grow your own foods, you still may end up in a disease state. So really the only thing that we are teaching you here on this particular station is that you cannot trust the food industry. Stop walking into these restaurants and into these grocery stores with a blind eye, putting substances in your body without even having a second thought, a second question of what it is and what it's going to do to you. Don't allow these things that they're putting in front of us to take us off of what really is going on. We have a health pandemic, and I ain't talking about no corona. It's what we're eating. It is weapons of mass production, killing our loved ones and ourselves off piece by piece through bioaccumulation, false advertisements, and just a downright diabolical food industry. And if you don't know these things, then you will become a victim. If you don't know that there's a war going on, you will become a casualty of war. So get on the battlefield of health. Learn how to grow your own foods. Learn what the body needs, the micronutrients, the macronutrients. Search profusely. Do your due diligence to seek these foods out to not only save you, but yourselves. Remember, we're only here helping others heal themselves. I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. So go tell somebody your homie Herbman was on. And until next time, love Herbman.
Yo, 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 good people. Welcome to the Herbman Show.